Hello, I want to talk about this. Why black men cannot seem to keep themselves alive. Black men are always I mean, just from what I'm listening to the news and all, they're always the wrong place at the wrong time, the wrong corner, in somebody's house, in somebody's apartment. Pow. That's it. They go there, they go places without thinking. They go to the corner without thinking. They go to somebody's house, somebody's apartment without thinking. That's the first problem I have with black men is that they have no thinking skills. They don't think 5 minutes into the future. Should I go here? Should I go there? They don't think 5 minutes into the future. That could have come from slavery because the white man did all the thinking for the black man. The white man chose his shack. The white man chose his food. The white man probably chose his wife. The white man did anything to his children that he wanted to do, and there's nothing he could say. So maybe so he didn't even have to think when he was a slave. So maybe that is a generational curse up until now. The black man still not thinking, still has no thinking skill. He doesn't think for himself. I see that black men are kind of are clones of each other. If they see somebody smash and grab, or if two or three acquaintances tell them smash and grab at a jewelry store or at a mart, they go do it. They're clones of each other. They're followers, extreme followers. If ABC does it, they're going to do it. You definitely see that among the fraternities, the black fraternities. If ABC does it, they do it. They have absolutely the fraternities, by the way, are perfect for black men because none of them have any thinking skills. Fraternities do not fraternity dudes who join fraternity do not have any thinking skills whatsoever. If the fraternity tells them to do this, they do it. No thinking skills like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't. If they say do it, they do it. They have no thinking skills. Someone else controls their thinking skills. And I don't know how any black man can join a fraternity knowing that the white man used to control their thinking skills 500 years ago, 200 years ago. And same thing for sororities. There's no sisterhood there. It's just that sorority tell you to do everything and you do it. Okay? And that's perfect. Sororities and fraternities are perfect for black people who have no thinking skills in the first place. Okay? Um, Black men do not think a situation through. For example, if they having a dispute with their girlfriend, how many times have I heard of a black girl in the canal, a black girl dead on the sidewalk? How many times have I heard of black girl's body found up a tree? Or a black man go to a convenience store and shoot his girlfriend in front of the Arabs? How many times have I heard that story? If black men have a dispute with a black girl, they don't try to work it out or just say, look, let's go our separate ways. They don't try to do that. They just shoot her. Okay? They don't think, they don't even think about emotion. That's emotionalism. You know, black men are highly emotional, as are black women, highly emotional. You can't reason with them with that extreme emotionalism. Asians, on the other hand, are not emotional. They can maintain a straight face. You can tell them anything, they will maintain a straight face. um, Africans are very emotional. That's probably where we get it from. Africans are very emotional. You mean to tell me if I say no, you can't have my $40, they're gonna get very emotional, throw acid. That's how it is in Africa. They get very emotional if the wife don't hand in her money, they get very emotional, throw acid in her face. Blah blah blah. Um, Extreme emotionalism. But the other thing is that black men are always at the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, always in somebody's apartment they shouldn't be. Always somewhere in the hood they shouldn't be. At 4 p.m., at 4 a.m., shot, whatever. Wrong place at the wrong time. They know if they go into a lake, if they go into a lake with a bunch of dudes, something bad is going to happen. You know, I saw that happened in my hometown. This girl went to a lake with about 4 or 5 dudes, and she's the one that ended up dead and raped. Okay. Um, and look, you got 12-year-old trying to be in the drug trade, so he shoots a 27-year-old. But look, he's in the drug trade with his mother's permission because she's got this idea that well, they don't arrest kids. Or this 12-year-old goes to a corner and another one shoots him in the head. Bye. What's he doing on the corner? Trying to have a drug deal. Okay. Now look, in the drug business, they shoot anybody under 18. They shoot anybody over 40. I don't know why those anyone over 40 trying to get into the drug trade. Because they shoot them first. They shoot anyone over 40 and anyone over 18 and the handicapped ones. You gonna try to sell drugs from a wheelchair? Not. Okay. But those are some of the reasons why I see the black man cannot keep himself alive. He has no thinking skills. He does not think 5 minutes into the future, and he's a follower. That frustrated me when I was in my teen years, but I could not express it. I didn't understand it. I didn't have the words to put in it. In my college years from 17 to 21, it did bother me, but I still couldn't put it into words. But as I have aged, now I understand they had no thinking skills. And you know what? I shouldn't expect any thinking skills. They don't have any thinking skills. They are followers. They are clones of each other. If ABC says do it, they do it. Like I said, I understand that now. But when I was that age, I figured it out as I have aged. But when I was 17, 21, I couldn't figure it out. When I was a teenager, I couldn't figure it out. Even though I always knew it. I always saw it. Look, that is even in the previous generation. I'm hearing stories about the previous generation of black men. They didn't have any thinking skills either. So that's passed down from generation to generation. How are you going to do that? Well, you need to think first. You need to practice thinking skills. You need to stop being a clone of other people. Because now black men do not even argue with anybody. They shoot them in the head. Bye. They shoot children in the head. They don't care. And I do think the black man needs to change his narrative. They just keep going to jail. Why? Smashing and grabbing, shoplifting, a scarf, jail. Just stupid stuff. Because that judge going to send a black man for stealing a scarf. He's going to send him in jail for 4 years. But a white man, he's just giving community service. Okay? And you know that. So I do suggest a black man change his narrative. Stop, find a way to keep out of jail. Find a way to stop being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Find a way to stop being a clone of somebody else. Get some thinking skills. Practice some thinking skills. Practice thinking 5 minutes, 10 minutes ahead of time. Those are my suggestions. Bye.